Sadly, sadly. Kitty, 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 kitty. Tile's better than linoleum in a tin can? Huh? Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. That's probably one of the coolest $5 I ever spent, Ma. On these little starlights. Earth Angel sent this blue moon a long, long time ago. God, I don't even remember what state we were in.
On this side is just bright, bright, bright.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
Is my paint chipping? No, it's alright.
It's
Alright. Got my bug zappers here.
yeah. Oh, the green.
I got new lights over there. I don't know if people can see those over there.
They're little tiny.
I got these. They're supposed to be lavender, but they're pink. And then I got the moon and the stars.
Together. That's must be a combination.
Except I can't talk real long because it starts to get hot.
Oh,
Puts off heat. And then when it gets warmer out, then I can feel that more. I can feel the heat that the TV puts off. It's being a sensitive person, man. It ain't as rad as I don't know. Do people think being a sensitive person is rad? I think it's trendy. I think it's I don't know. I don't really want to listen to the Vandals right now. The Vandals. So technology is just so bizarre, man. It's like consciousness and computer, they're already merging. It's like really bizarre. That's been my experience. We're just going to turn off notifications about this link. So the notification came out today. It's the end of an era. There's so many ends of of timelines going on. It's just it's bizarre. Things are wrapping up. And Shannon put out the notifications today, 2 hours ago. The email went out earlier this morning to her client list, I imagine. I'm going to go ahead and read it. This is from Shannon from Austin Embroidery. And she's the one that makes my t-shirts. She's made my t-shirts. We also dated for 3.5 years before she dumped me. And we lived together for a minute too. So but I knew her. We were friends for 6 years, and I really had to go back and forth with when it came to, okay, well, we could date, because so people lose their friendship, and so I had to be willing to risk it, and I was, and I did, but anyway, I came back around in her world. A few weeks ago, and said, hey, can you make some of these? And she's like, yeah, better hurry up. And then here, I'm gonna go ahead and read this now. It says, to our loyal customers, when Mom and I bought Austin's forever ago, we had no idea what the future would look like. One thing we could count on each day was coming to the shop and working with the best clients and colleagues in the industry. It hasn't always been easy, but thanks to you, it's all been amazing. Many of you have been with us since the early days, and we are beyond great. I was there from the beginning. I remember when they got out of they worked at the phone company. Shannon's grandfather was one of the first people to put in phone lines in Omaha, Nebraska. Back in the early days. I mean, yeah, she's connected. So, she's got connections anyway. She's also worked very hard for what she's had on her own accord, too. It says you. Many of you have been with us since the early days, and we're beyond grateful to you for the trust all these years. You've met our family, you've become our friends and part of the Austin family. We don't take this for granted. Now for the hard part. Austin Embroidery and Logos is closing for business and will not take any new purchase orders after June 1, 2023. We realize that will be files and information you need to collect from us and lost orders you need to place. We are giving this notice so we can clean up the details and get you squared away before June 29, 2023. Request for blah blah blah. Thank you for making the past 20 years such a positive experience. Sincerely, Shannon Ross and the entire Austin crew. So there's a lot of people offering support. People are like shocked. It's bittersweet. People are sad. I'm happy. I think she's tired. Okay, man. I wonder how long it's gonna take to get the sound of the hum from those. Cause they got go look at the website. It's real on Facebook. I don't think you even have to have an account. It's Austin Embroidery, and it's. I mean, it's pretty freaking cool. I got like this shirt right here. I got a bunch of it. We first started dating. She made this for the dog rescue. That's Tucker. It's got the same little. It looks like an old timey can opener. She made these on the back. This is peace, love, rescue. The heart didn't start breaking off until this last year. She made this one. Lord, please help me be the person my dogs think I am. There's one that she did, but I can't find it. It says, as an IT person, I find people's faith in technology amusing. So it's the end of an era, man. That's right. I mean, but God, the hum of those machines, because they had these big old they're gigantic sewing machines, and they're, you know, and they gotta put the clothes in hoops and set them up, and I wonder how many, if like there is a thread count for how many threads she's ran, and like if you put all the thread together that she's ran, like what it would cover of the earth. That would be a lot of thread on this planet, man. There's a lot of people that are wearing shit that Shannon's made. Cause like her uncle like worked at the Pentagon and shit, you know? I mean, he's very, very connected. So like they had all these like, I mean, she did shit on Offit, like patches, and I mean, she's just like, I think in terms of that, how people impact people's lives, how they connect with people, like that, like how many people she's impacted by them and then they go out in the world and somebody sees a jacket with the logo on it from a company in Omaha that Shannon made, and they're like, what, you know, or somebody's like on TV, and then everybody that sees it on TV, I mean, it's just like, that's a very large reach. So that's more stuff that I say, and not, that's just like in her capacity as the embroidery business. She put up the main display in the Joslin Art Museum in Omaha, which people get married in and shit. I mean, it's a very popular place. My old IT manager, J.D. Rummel at Creighton University, his wife worked there. It's swanky, man. It's swanky, but there's this big Chihui display that takes up, it's like freaking 2 stories, 3, I don't know, that thing's ginormous. And she put it up. How many people saw that, you know? So off to bigger and better things. S. Much luck to you. Thanks for making this last batch for me. I'm real grateful. And I got my file, and then I emailed it to myself in like all four of my emails so I don't lose it. Because that's what happened last time, is because I had, when she initially made them, then I asked her to make these other t-shirts, and then I never heard from her. And I just figured she didn't want to talk to me anymore. A lot of people do that. So I just, leave her alone. And then reached out to her, and she's like, yeah, I'll do it. But she sent me the file from before, but it's in an account that I don't have access to anymore. So I can't get into my Hotmail account anymore, so I'm grateful I got the file. So maybe if I could find an embroiderer local in New Mexico, we'll see. Maybe I'll just do screen print. Heck, maybe I'll just get my own setup and just make my own. Who knows what the future holds. So, I called today's talk, Sum of All Parts. I'm a collection of experiences. How do I want to say this? I was thinking about this earlier. Yeah, I do. Uh, um, the way I look at life incarnate is from the time we're born, the planets and the stars were aligned in the sky. And the God puts influences of energies on these planets and stars, right? Based on stories in history. Whether it's Greek, whatever the freaking background is, it's like all this stuff has been made just to get people to one place. Are you going to live from your heart or from your ego? It all comes down to that. Everything on the planet does, as far as I'm concerned. And the way I look at it is I'm a collection of people that have been significant to me in my life based on where the stars and the planets were at the time of my birth, because that makes my personality, right? What things I'm drawn to, my characteristics, good and bad, negative, my character defects. They're blaring sometimes. I got to work on them all the time. I got placements that are hard planetary placements in my chart, and I gotta rise above my astrology all the time, because I don't just, you gotta do better sometimes than you are, and some days it's just real hard and it's a constant struggle, but every now and again, you come across people that are significant in your life, and they do things, and I've taken on things that other people do because of who the people are. Okay? Now, Saturday, the 6th of May, was the 1-year anniversary of a woman I used to know. We used to be good friends. I call her Cheese Whiz. I'll call her Cheese Whiz. I was taking a nap one time, and she was being funny and got some Cheese Whiz and came and squirted on my face. Yeah. So we'll call her anyway. So a year ago, good girl, Lou. Good girl. Year ago Saturday, it was a Friday when it happened. Her 14-year-old son went to school, and Everyone was excited for the weekend and stuff, and his teacher gave him a granola bar, and he had a nut allergy, and everything just went downhill from there, and sweet kid lost his life, Jagger. So now he's only 14 years, and he had a twin brother, parents, the whole community loved the kid. You know, he really wanted to play in the NFL. I'll keep saying it forever. Kid's too good for that shit. But, I mean, he already, in 14 years, he impacted so many people in such a huge way, and he's just going to continue to do it because, well, I mean, he's impacted me. And so shortly after the shock and I mean, it's still that they still real. It's like it just happened yesterday. Some days, things like that change people on a cellular level, and and people just try to go on with life as best you can without feel bad, without it's just hard. No matter how you look at it, it just sucks, and it's just some people's story. So when other people go through it, they can go up, they can relate to them, be like, I know how you feel and how much it sucks. You still get up every day. You still, maybe you don't put your pants on today. Maybe you just stay in bed today. You still get up. Maybe you brush your teeth. Maybe you don't. Try tomorrow. But shortly after they're all roll big into fitness, and actually, Jill was at the gym when she'd gotten the call that she needed to get to the hospital with a sense of urgency. And so they started this thing called Lifts for Jagger. It's hashtag Lifts for Jagger. And so I started when I moved to New Mexico a couple years ago. There's a dumbbell there. I started picking it up, and when I start getting frustrated, I got a lot of Mars energy. I got a lot of really hard energy that I got to work through a lot. So I got to use my energy constructively, because if I don't, it'll come out sideways. And I don't want to be like everybody else, so I'm going to use different choices. And so there was a dumbbell over there, so I started lifting it, and then like I hear people on astrology, and they start their physical exercise, their regimen, right? Well, I'm pretty good as far as discipline is concerned. I've been made to be, because I am the, nobody's gonna get me any place in life except for me. So I've been made to be disciplined to get to where I want to be in places and in life. So I'm pretty disciplined, and so I continue to. So I had already been lifting a dumbbell for a year and a half or so, and then when dear sweet Jagger passed on, it motivated me to be more disciplined. Not in an obsessive way. I still have days off that I don't do any, and I don't really. Well, I don't know. I do a lot throughout the day. So I think I might be, well, not now, I don't know, in the next few months, if I start selling t-shirts, I might be ready to up my dumbbell to 25 pounds. Because I really like that the struggle of like, oh God, having to do 25, right? Because that's how it was when I moved here. I upped it. I think it was like 17 pounds, and then I got my 20-pound dumbbell, and now I'm just like, I'm up to sets of 200, and actually today I did sets of 200 twice in a row. That was the first time. But usually I'll like start the day off because the burn to wake up my muscles, or I'll end it the day at the day to feel the burn before I put them to sleep. But it's like whenever I feel like I want to be lazy, I do things a lot of times, and because other people can't too. It's a motivator for me. So, and I appreciate the kid. I appreciate the kid because I might hit 50 if God willing and the creek don't rise too high. Probably in the best shape I've been in. I don't know ever in my life. Definitely in. I don't know. I've been in pretty good shape in the last. It was when we were in Oregon and the road got repoed. I had to freaking walk to the store with my A bag on my back to get dog food. And the hills Salem is actually very hilly. My calves are still pretty freaking rock hard. I'm in pretty good shape for 49. That's pretty. But I had like I had like an 8-pack abs. I had abs. Like I remember when I noticed, I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? I didn't even mean to. I just had to buy dog food. Hi, pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. God, the days are so nice here. Huh, Ma? It's been pretty nice. Well, I got the fans going on. So, anyway, there's a lot of things that I carry, even people that like don't even talk to me anymore, they don't want nothing to do with me. There's a lot of people that don't want anything to do with me. I try and leave them alone. I think oftentimes I've come to realize that I remind people of places that they've been, and they don't want to be reminded of those places. So, you know, but I would rather, hey, that's okay. We don't got to go back to, I would rather know what they've been doing the whole time anyway, right? So many loops, so many people stuck in loops right now. Everywhere I look, I keep seeing all this stuff about Taylor Swift concerts, and they're like her or loathe her. Look at this show. Like there's pictures of freaking her 25, 30 semis that it's all this production. Now, granted, she is one of the stars. It still ain't enough. It's still an imbalance of like how much people take in. We're supposed to be the custodians of the earth. There was an article that I came across today about homelessness. I took a screen of the screenshot. Where is it? It says a survey published in March found that half of the American homelessness population lives in California. Wow. Roughly 115,500 people out of 233,800. Now, I don't believe in the numbers that they say. Because they're supposed to be only, or not only, but they're supposed to be, what? So there's supposed to be 334,233,854 people in the United States. And you're telling me out of that there's only 233,800 people that are homeless? That's a bunch of bullshit. That I mean, where do I mean like? First of all, I think it's stupid that anybody believes that what any bureaucrat says about counting anything. Like, who the fuck goes out there, and like they're doing head counts, like they get head counts. There's so many people on this planet that they say exist that don't. And then there's a lot of people on the planet that people that they it's the opposite, that society doesn't recognize it as existing, and they do. So ultimately, the reality is they have no idea. They really have no idea the percentage of the population, or the number of people that are on this planet. There's really no way. They don't even know what shape the planet is, really. And people are really questioning that, you know? Just put a globe in every classroom and then, okay, that's the shape of the planet. What if it. I believe in all things possible, multi universe. So, there's reality. It's whatever data information people have been presented their whole entire life, is how I look at it. The truth is subjective to the individual. Everything is based on the eye of the beholder. Everything. It's not just beauty, it's whatever you think is scary, it's everything is. So whatever your frequency, you're going to tune into things that draw you to whatever, like fearful people, they draw. God, it was so hard for me to learn how to put my faith into a power outside of myself, because I was such a fearful kid, man. I was afraid of everything. I still did stuff because I'd pushed through my fear. I'd choke a lot too. I still choke. I'll choke. And I ain't never asked a pretty girl out. Nope. Nope. I've almost have one time. Couple times, but I choke. I can't. No, I just. I mean, I've been rejected a lot. It doesn't bother me to be rejected. Things like that. I just. What you doing, Tuck? Hi, Butts. You good boy? You get a drink of water? Good boy. Come on. Hi. Luna goes into for her dental tomorrow. I hate that. I gotta drop her off. Hey, Nubbins. Go ahead. Go get a drink. Get a drink, Buds. Gotta drop her off at 8:30. Go ahead. Go get a drink. Go ahead. I know that's what you want. Drop her off and then patiently wait until I get a text message that she's out of surgery and that she's okay and that I can pick her up at 2:30. So I gotta drop her off and then I'm gonna run. I gotta come back, feed dogs, and then go. Cause I was gonna go in today, and I'm like, no, dude, I don't go. I don't got no juice, man. I don't got no. I don't want. I don't got no. Ugh. What is the moon in Cancer? I feel like I'm evaporating. But I should probably go check the mail. I have no idea where my because I got a week ago. Was it a week ago? You're a good boy, Tuck. Go ahead. And that ain't a lot of people, so that's a lot of greediness. That ain't a lot of people. There's more structures that can be freaking get your girl kisses. Like, there don't need to be homeless like this, right? And then I see so there was another post on Facebook that this guy, I think I even shared it because I said I one something I often say is people play too much, and I have no problem with people playing, but you got to at least work more than you play. You gotta at least work more than you play, and people don't. These days they don't hardly work at all. It's like they'll put more into effort and energy into not working, actually. So Let's see, where did I find it? Everybody's all excited. Good boy, Tuck. Look at this. Here's a photo from 22 hours ago, Mono County, California. 11 feet at the Levitt Lake turnoff on Highway 108. That's how freaking boop much snow is still left. Hi, buds. Can you give me a minute? We'll go walk around. Here it is. It says if you're heading to Nashville to see Janet Jackson, Taylor Swift, or the plethora of other events, leave now. Pack a lunch. Put a couple of gallons of gas in the trunk. Don't drive a Tesla. It's so crowded, even the Drake Motel says they may be booked. See, that's the thing is like... Oh my goodness, I can't believe all the dubious luxuries, all the freaking disposable income. Yet there's so many. This is I know that place though. I remember on her 1989 tour, I went on the, I got cool. I mean that was a good show too. She didn't freaking go have a pool or nothing like that, but she is bigger now. Her ego is bigger, so she's a life path 7. Good for her. She helps people from time to time, but there's just always more to be done, huh, Tuck? Yeah? You think so? So you can start by taking the dog a walk around, Mom. Alright, I'm gonna start getting ready. I can't go outside much because the mosquitoes are starting to come out. Although I did find this body wash that works real good. That they have a tendency to leave me alone. So, all in all, things are pretty okay in life. You know? It's been pretty quiet. I like it when life is quiet. My life has been... I was listening to Sam Geppy do a talk a little while ago. And he's giving like methods on things that people can do to deal with the anxiousness and anxiety and the stress and the frustration that's coming in this next chapter with all the energies. If people don't have a positive outlets, they're gonna come out negative, sideways, so to speak. So I was listening, you know, and I listen to all these people, and they talk about all the places they've done, and they're all taking longer and longer time in the beginning to talk about the conferences that they're speaking at, the places that they're going, the things that they're doing. They're doing this, and they're doing this, and they're headlining that, and I'm just like, what are you doing for the scumbags? You know what I mean? What are you doing for the lesser thans in life? Cause that's where the biggest stuff, you know, and it don't matter the color of frickin' somebody's skin, their background, how much money, you know, I'm talking about like we gotta start healing the heart of the heathen or things the madness is really gonna ensue, huh, Tuck? Said that's true, Mom. May I kiss you? Said I wish you would, Mom. Oh, I love you the most, bud. So, anyway, the story continues, huh? Yeah? Before I go, let's see if there's any other headlines that I kept. Like, formerly homeless woman wins $5 million in the California lottery. Let's see what she does with it. You know? All these people, everybody everywhere is freaking all nutty about how full Shasta Lake is. Everybody's gonna go put their boats out on, living that best life. What are they doing? And there's freaking sickness and pain and strife everywhere in Redding, man. You know, so it's like, what would that do for a person if someone got picked up and be like, hey man, you want to go hang out on the lake for the day, and then let's just talk about what got you here, and is there another place you'd rather be, and If someone helped you in life, what would you do with that? You know, and some people would take that favor and they'd excel in life, and some people wouldn't. It's their choice. But sometimes people just need a break in life, you know. I needed a break. Earth Angel came in and freaking swooped in and freaking said, "I want to help you and your mom," and she's been helping us. So I don't have to freaking suffer and just freak out like financially. I only freak out a little. So anyway, seconds and inches, man. And I've been able to freaking be the person that hasn't sucked in other people's lives too, because she's helped me. So I've been able to help other people. I'm more selective now because if I see people that if I know people for a year and they're still doing the same shit that they were doing a year ago and they haven't like advanced their life in any kind of way, then that ain't a loop I ain't gonna contribute to. So anyway, gotta let dogs out. Gotta go. It's about all I got for now.